Hello. Today I'm pretty much going to be showing you the menus I created, and as well as, hang on, let me just check. Yeah, pretty much just the menus. So without further ado, let's open this up and let's hope it doesn't crash. So first thing, we got our scene. I also haven't shown these colliders, but they work. Let's watch this. And here we got the particle emitters. They emit particles. And yes, there is transparency. I found a really useful thing on the internet for how to do color, and in it there was a part on how to do transparency, and I just typed that up. Although it was for Bluff or something, GLW, but it's not too hard to translate this over. Anyhow, as I said, let's show you the menu. So here we got a couple of options. Free mouse does exactly what you think it does. It frees my mouse so I can move it around outside the program. Capture, box it back in, and auto rotate. That's what's happening now, but if I switch this to manual, then all the cubes will stop, and then I'll have to manually rotate it. So switch that back to auto. And then you got the objects. This is pretty much all the objects in the game. Some are grouped together because there's no point in separating them. Like there's very little that you can do with textures with the stars cubes and the penguins cubes that aren't exactly the same, so they might as well be the same. We can delete stuff. It's pretty much the first option on everything. And you can also do other things. Like in here, we can start rainbow mode. And this is the white diamond stencil. That's what WS stands for. It was too big, so I had to shorten it down. But white diamond stencil, this thing, it now has rainbow mode, and as you can see, a bunch of rainbows. I like looking at it, it's so shiny. That's how you get someone epilepsy. And just like that, everything's gone back to manual rotation. I mean auto rotation, derp. So other things we can do. Emits, we can stop the particles. And then they'll all stop. And we can start them back up. Particles. Oh yeah, this is funny as well. You can make the teapot rotate by default, that rotation's off, but you enable it, and because everything else is attached to the teapot, even these things are, and so are the cubes, everything starts spinning apart from these things that are not spinning because they're attached to the world plane, the grey box below us, grey floor. And if we set this to manual, then we can rotate it around at a lot slower rate and get a very good idea of what's happening. Oh, I love looking at this. Teapot, stop rotation. Auto. And now let's just come back to that. And these are here. I think that's funny. So that's pretty much everything. Pretty much. Oh yeah, I haven't shown you the lighting sensor yet. There are options for this as well. So we've got day, which is what it is now. We can set it to noon, which is when it's like sunset pretty much. I can't think of putting sunset in this because we already got set in it. I just felt that'd be stupid. So it's put it to noon. And it's kind of orangey. And we can do night. Now I'm sad to announce that this doesn't go to a star texture at night like we could have done. Instead it just changes the lighting, it does not change the sky. Well, it changes the colour of the sky a bit. It doesn't actually change the look of it all. So when it's night, it's pretty much just very low ambient light, and then this green light is much more noticeable. And then this is supposed to be the moon, this little shade of whiteness. But yeah. I do like looking at that. That's fun to look at. Also, the particles, they have to have unique IDs. Now, these IDs, you might notice that there's similarities between, they all start with the first two numbers. That is because I basically just took the, what's it called, memory address, put it as an integer, and then turned it to a string. And that's the unique IDs. Because logically, these all have to have different memories addresses, so they're going to be unique, but they're all very close to each other because they're all created after each other. So they're all within there. Well, they're not close to each other, there are differences. But, you know, sort of close. Sort of. Even if they're just like 100 or so units apart from each other, it's sort of close when you're dealing with numbers this big. But I had to have the unique IDs for the particles so that we can then attach the particles to the box with rotation working. And as you can see, if we allow rotation, it now works correctly. Last thing I'm going to show you is what happens if we delete stuff, because you can do that and it will just be deleted. The penguin cubes, they don't delete at the moment when you run delete all cubes. I just forgot to put the code in for that, so they get to stay for now, not forever though. But yeah, you can delete virtually everything. Also, because the teapot is like one indented and it's also one object, you can do something very clever with that called recombine delete, which basically means all the children of the teapot get mixed in with the teapot's parent, which is the world plane. However, because it's getting mixed in after the stencils, it has some unhelpful rendering properties. Because the stencils, they screw up the set buffer, as I'm pretty sure I've already told you. So rendering anything after them apart from the HUD is bad. The HUD we're okay with because we do a lot there and it just magically corrects itself. Well, we do a lot to get HUD to draw as 2D and it just magically corrects itself. But this 3D stuff, yeah, that's just gonna screw up immediately after you use recombine delete. But it is supported, and if we throw out the stencils as well, everything will go back to normal, hopefully. As you can see now, you can't see the cubes through the world plane and all that. Magic. But yeah, that's everything. Let's just delete everything else now. Why the hell not? Burn it all. And this is what we're left with. It's not much. But yeah, Hope you enjoyed this short video, and goodbye.